Hi, and welcome to another edition of Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
And I'm Don Tretler. Welcome to the show.
And today is Return of the Hat. We are doing names from a hat. Don and I, however, were talking about some baseball stuff earlier because he's a Mets fan, I'm a Yankees fan, and they played this weekend. Yankees won 2 out of 3, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there.
They did. I wish my team was playing better.
Hey, you guys back? Who pitched last night? Whoever pitched pretty
Oh,
well.
it was Seth Lugo. It was supposed to be Syndergaard.
It was?
I'm glad I didn't go out of my way to watch it. Yeah, I don't know why. I was trying to read about that today, and I don't know why he got scratched.
He's one of your best pitchers, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, I would say he's the best. DeGrom's the best now.
Yeah. So anyway, we got talking about baseball, and we were talking about Barry Bonds the season where he had an insane amount of walks, which I think is on here somewhere. And so we decided we're just going to do a little mini, at the beginning of the show, we're just going to do a little baseball trivia. I'm going to ask Don the questions and see if he knows the answers. So
All right, I'm going to try it.
So this one I did know. Who has the highest career batting average of all time?
Geez. Yeah, I could give you like multiple things. It's probably, tell me this, is it an old timer?
Yes.
A super old timer or just an old timer?
Super old timer.
Oh. Ty Cobb.
Yes.
Okay.
366.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, maybe Tony Gwynn or even
Tony Gwynn's
I
a
can't
good
believe
one.
I'm forgetting his name. The guy for the Red Sox. Can you guys believe I forget
Wade
his
Boggs?
name? No, I was thinking of the other guy. He used to hit home runs. Oh my God.
Ted Williams?
Ted Williams.
Oh,
I don't know
I
how
think
I
Ted
could forget
Williams
his
is
name.
up there. I think Ted Williams is up there. I think Tony Gwynn's right around like 338, I think was his career average. He had a really high average.
Yeah, he was incredible.
Most singles.
Most singles. Oh my word. Ty Cobb probably.
Nope, Pete Rose.
Pete Rose, yeah.
Most doubles. This is where I started to. These next couple.
Most doubles. Ooh, that's a good. Stan Musial.
That's a good guess. Tris Speaker.
Oh,
This one, I'm not even sure I know this guy. Most triples.
most triples.
I feel like I should know this guy. If he
Is
has
it? It must be an old timer, huh?
I'm assuming, yeah, someone I've never heard of.
Oh, Honus Wagner.
I've heard of Honus Wagner.
Yeah, I know that's good.
Sam Crawford.
Sam Crawford. I
I've
don't
never
know.
heard of him. All right, obviously most home runs. I know you know that.
It's Barry. Well, I don't know. It's
I
disputed.
mean,
It's Barry Bonds. but,
According
you
to
know.
this, Barry Bonds. Most grand slams. This kind of surprised me.
Ooh, most grand slams.
This definitely surprised me. I should have known this. I definitely should have known this.
Being a Yankee fan.
Yes.
Lou Gehrig.
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez.
25 career grand slams.
Wow.
Most home runs by a pitcher. Once again, no one I've ever heard of.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's a lot of grand slams.
Well, because when he comes up for Hall of Fame, because he will. I mean, he was one of the best players in the game for a period of time.
Yeah.
And he had some steroid issues, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's kind of tainted. He's kind of got a black mark on him.
Yeah.
But
Another one that didn't need
Wow.
to take steroids. He was just naturally
Right.
gifted. Just naturally gifted. Guy was talented as they come.
well,
yeah.
it makes you wonder. Like, well, here's like the totally like nerd baseball thing too. But being a New York Mets fan, right? John Franco played for the Mets for the majority of his career, and he was pretty solid.
Yeah,
a
he was.
closer for
Yeah,
a
he was.
long period of time. So on the saves list, I think he's number 2 for left-handed pitchers. He says as far as saves go, and I'm pretty confident to say he didn't use steroids. He doesn't look like he used steroids,
Right.
and so when he played against people in the steroid age, does that make his numbers even better?
That's a good point. That's a
Or-
very good point because how many people didn't fail drug tests that were taking steroids?
Or, as a Yankee fan, Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's never had any
No.
taint of steroids about
No,
him.
none at all.
So somebody that's pure, playing against a whole bunch of steroid
Yeah.
users, does that make their numbers? Does that make them even greater
See,
than they already
that's
were?
a very good question, especially because how many of those pitchers were they facing that were using steroids and they still were pulling off what they did? Because Derek Jeter had a top 5 probably baseball career of anyone of all time. I mean, he was top 5, I think, in hits. I mean, over 300 batting. I think 311 career batting average. I mean, the stats are amazing. I mean, hits by a Yankee. Well, he's the only Yankee to have 3,000 career hits. You know, so
The only Yankee to have 3,000. The only career Yankee?
the career Yankee, yeah, like someone that played their whole career with the Yankees. He's
Yeah.
the only one that had 3,000 hits.
Well, there's something about him, that I was a National League fan for a long time, up until probably fantasy baseball got me more involved in the American League. So I kind of peripherally followed the Red Sox being in New England for, however 20, 30 years. I've been kind of attached to the Red Sox in New England as my American League team.
Right.
But in 2000, when the Mets played the Yankees in the World Series, I knew Derek Jeter was one of the top players in the game at the time. I knew it, but I didn't realize what he meant until I saw him in the World Series and saw. I don't even know how to explain it. The championship bearing that
Yeah.
he had about him.
Yeah.
The way he kind of just stepped into the box and just he had it.
He was confident, It's like you wanted him up in that clutch situation. It's like, man, I wish Jeter was coming up next
Yeah.
because he's going to come through. And he always did. I remember, 2001, we were playing the Diamondbacks. And it was insane because we were up, I think we were down 2-1. And we were at Yankee Stadium. We were losing in the bottom of the ninth. And Scott Brosius hit a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game. And actually, I think that one might have been a walk-off home run. So we won that game. The next night, same exact thing. Bottom of the ninth, we're down 2 outs. Alfonso Soriano hits a home run and ties the game. And then the game went into extra innings, and the clock had just struck midnight. So it was November 1st. And Derek Jeter came up and hit a walk-off home run. And that's why he's called Mr. November. Because that was the first baseball game that was ever. It was because of September 11th. Everything got pushed back.
Right.
So that was pretty cool. It was like those 2 nights were just like complete magic. And then, of course, we blew it in Game 7 anyway. But
Now, is he your all-time favorite player?
it's tough. Him and Ryan Sandberg. It's like Ryan Sandberg was my favorite player growing up of all time. And it was just perfect timing because Sandberg was retiring for good, for real, not because he retired and then came back, as Jeter was just coming up. So I just kind of went from Sandberg to Jeter, and now I don't really have a favorite baseball player anymore.
Yeah, it's
Probably Aaron Judge, I would say. But
Yeah, I have a tough time with a favorite one right
Yeah,
now.
it
In
is.
fact, I asked you that question. I'm thinking, who would be my all-time favorite player?
Well, I think it's easier when you're younger because you kind of look up to them. And now it's different because it's like, well, I'm older than most of them now.
Right.
So, it's like most of them that are my age are on their way out. So, like Judge, I think is 22 or 23, And Stanton's pretty young too. But yeah, did you want to go to the most home runs by a pitcher? You're not gonna.
I don't know.
You're not gonna get it. It's Wes Farrell. This next one was great. Most grand slams by a pitcher. I think he's still playing. And it's just-
Wow.
Yeah, it's just so random. It's 3.
Most grand slams by a player, 3.
No, pitcher.
Pitcher, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who that could be. A good hitting pitcher.
I never would have guessed this, but it's just funny.
Oh, who is it?
Madison Bumgarner.
Oh, wow. Yeah, of course.
Oldest player to hit a first home run. I will tell you that I think he might still be playing, and he's a pitcher.
Oldest player to hit a home run.
Yeah.
Bartolo Colon.
Yes. If I knew if I
For
told
the
you,
Mets. That's
I knew if I told you he was a pitcher, you would get that.
Oh, my word.
Youngest player to hit a home run. 17 years, 257 days old.
Alex Rodriguez.
Tommy, where'd you go, Tommy? Tommy, you're somewhere. Tommy Brown. Most runs batted in.
Ever?
Yep.
Oh, that's a good question. I should probably know something.
You should know this one.
Oh, I don't know. I would probably say, I don't know. I would say Barry Bonds.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron, yeah.
Most hits.
Most hits. Wait a minute. Oh, Pete Rose.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. He's got the record now.
Most runs scored. This one surprised me.
Most runs scored.
He's on this list a couple times. He's a
He's a
80s,
superstar.
80s, 90s.
Oh, Barry Bonds?
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson. Yeah. Leadoff
Highest,
hitter.
highest on base percentage. This is an old timer.
Geez, I don't know. Ted Williams?
Yep.
Yeah. Probably because he drew a lot of walks, too.
Most stolen bases.
Oh, Ricky Henderson.
Yes. Most steals of home. I like that stat.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, it is.
Most steals of home. I don't know. Lou Brock.
Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb,
54. Highest slugging percentage. This is all time.
I got to think of who's got the slugging percentage is totally different. So who hit a lot? I don't know. I think of like players like Dave Kingman. It was like all or nothing.
Right.
So it's probably an all or nothing type of player. Mark McGuire.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Most walks.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is what started this conversation.
Most walks. I don't know. We said Barry Bonds did it in a season, so maybe he did it lifetime too.
Yeah. Most intentional walks.
Barry Bonds, yeah.
688 in his career. That is insane.
It was. I mean, I just remember him playing. It was incredible. They walked him. Well, I guess it happened. Maybe it only happened once, but I thought it was
No,
happening
I think
several
a couple times when they walked him with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. They intentionally walked him with the bases loaded. They were that afraid of him. I remember. I think it happened a couple times that year, and I'm just like, I've never heard of that. Like, I don't know if that had ever happened before. That's like you're conceding a run because you're afraid he's gonna put it out in the water.
Even with steroids, it's an incredible thing to imagine.
I mean, I would just love to go somewhere and be like, I just got intentionally walked with the bases loaded because that's how intimidating I am. That's like insane. Like that's like I don't know. That's like the biggest compliment you can give an athlete. I think.
Right.
Is like we're so afraid of you that we're just gonna give you a run batted in and put you on first base, and we'll keep the bases loaded and pitch to the next guy. I mean, that is such a.
And a player's only going to hit the ball like 3 times out of any 10, right? So he only has a 3 in 10 chance.
And they just didn't want to take that chance.
And they're scared of him because he was just that on.
He was that good. He was hitting the ball. It was insane. Most strikeouts. I knew this.
Most.
I'm not happy that I knew this.
Oh, Babe Ruth.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson, most strikeouts.
Most at bats.
I don't know. Pete Rose.
Yes. Most total bases.
Total bases. Oh, I don't know. God, you could pick so many people for these things too.
I know.
Most total bases. But you have to somebody that played for a long time.
Yep, definitely.
Jeez, I don't know. Dave Winfield.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron, yeah.
Most runs created.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. It's Barry Bonds. And then most games played.
Oh, Cal Ripken.
Pete Rose, actually.
Pete Rose, yeah.
I was going to look up one thing, though, to see, because they do have most walks in the season. Yeah, Barry Bonds had 232 in one season. Also, fastest pitch thrown, 108.5. Who do you think that was?
108.5.
Could you imagine? I wouldn't even want to be in the batter's box.
Chapman?
No, Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan.
108.5.
Wow.
Could you imagine that coming at you? Oh. All right, so that was our little mini baseball episode.
Yeah,
so,
that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that was fun, though.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, wow.
Don and I are both baseball junkies, so we thought it would be something good. So do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Okay, I'll go first.
All right. So,
I'll take a shot at this.
Colin, are we boring you yet? He's not even there.
Yeah, he's totally bored talking about
he's
baseball.
bored.
The way this is crumbled makes me think it might be mine.
Oh, because you could actually open it?
Oh, it is mine. Oh, this is an interesting one.
Okay.
Oliver Stone.
Oliver Stone, nice call.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up. I wanted to kind of talk about Oliver Stone movies because he, for a period of time, like right around, say, JFK, right around that time.
Yeah.
Like maybe a few movies after, a few
And
movies
before. Yeah, that was his time.
He was peaking. He was totally peaking.
That was
He had
his
done
time.
Platoon, I think, was the huge breakout.
Yeah. Well, he won an Oscar actually for writing Midnight Express. That was in '79, and then Platoon was '86. But then you had you had JFK. You had Born on the 4th of July. I believe he won
Natural Born Killers.
I think he won Best Director for Born on the 4th of July as well, because he has 2 Oscars for Best Director, and he has the screenplay for Midnight Express. Natural Born Killers was actually pretty good. I mean, I liked it a little too much. My mom was kind of concerned because of my age, because I rented it a lot, and so she actually told the people at the video store to not allow me to rent it anymore. But I just liked it. I like Oliver Stone movies. I like the style. It's weird because it's like, I don't know, you feel like you just did a bad hit of acid or something when you watch it, because it's just, there's so much going on.
Wall Street.
Wall Street was good, yeah.
Right around that time.
Yep. And that one, Michael Douglas' only acting Oscar.
Now here's an interesting thing off the top of your head. What's the last Oliver Stone movie you remember?
The last one I saw was Savages, but Alex, what's that one? that you saw with the journalist? I can't think of what it was. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it. Actually, I can just look it up right here.
Yeah, I looked him up when I picked him, and I realized.
No, it wasn't.
Do you remember the one I'm talking about?
Wasn't the journalist? It was.
Or not journalist, but you know what it is, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Snowden.
I think that may have been the last movie he's done.
Okay.
I
Didn't see it
They
though.
turned Snowden into some secret CIA op.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing documentaries.
So was it lousy? Like it wasn't.
No, it was a good film, but it's like you're questioning because Snowden. We know that he was a contractor for the CIA, but Oliver Stone assumes that that's just code for undercover black ops.
So, well, I mean, was it good though?
Yeah, it was
Because that's the last film he's
a
directed.
decent film, yeah.
He looks like he's doing a couple of documentaries. One is the Putin interviews. So,
Yeah.
and then another one's Guantanamo, which is a TV series apparently.
Yeah, he did one. I think I was reading that where he was. Oh no, it wasn't. No, it's the guy from Venezuela. The guy who was the president of Venezuela. I think he's dead now, but he was the. He was really like notorious. Oh, what's his name? He did. He's friends with him. He was. Oliver Stone was friends with
Not
him.
Escobar.
No, he's like a drug
That's-
dealer. This
yeah,
was
that-
the actual president of Venezuela. I would know it if you said it. But Oliver Stone was friends with this guy, and he made a documentary about his.
This has one called Castro in Winter. Obviously, Fidel Castro was Cuba, but
If you go back a couple, I don't remember what.
The Untold History, Me, Amigo, Hugo.
That's it. Hugo Chavez.
Ah, yes.
So it's him and Hugo Chavez because
Okay.
he was actually friends with him.
Yep.
So he did a bunch of these projects, and he did Snowden. But yeah, he's kind of dropped out. He's not the big name that he once
He only has
was.
31 directing credits, and that's including the documentaries and stuff. So he really hasn't directed them. I would have said closer to 50 or 60. But actually, I was just looking down the list. One that I saw recently that I really liked was Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah,
It's
I
got a
forgot
really
that
good
one.
cast. I forgot that was him.
Yeah. Nixon.
Nixon, yep. Who's that? That was Anthony
Anthony
Hopkins.
Hopkins
Yeah, he
played
did a really
Nixon.
good job. World Trade Center was kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that or not.
No.
Because they actually had like when people were jumping out and stuff like that. I watched that movie once and I was like, I'm glad I watched it, but I'm not gonna watch it again. I don't want to remember that.
How about-
W. Did you see W?
I was going to ask you. Yeah, I did.
I haven't seen that. How was Josh Brolin?
Good. Really good.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
You know, I like Josh Brolin a lot.
I
And I
think
feel like he was a good fit for
Yeah.
President Bush.
I got to say, I mean, I don't know where Oliver stands, like with that politically with stuff, but I thought it was a good movie, neither glorifying him or putting him down.
Well, I'm waiting for Obama to come out.
The Obama movie.
Because, you know, he did JFK, he did W, he did Nixon. Like, so where do Reagan and
Clinton.
Obama and Clinton? Oh, God, could you imagine a Bill Clinton movie? That would be fun.
Who could play Bill Clinton?
I think John Travolta. If you
Travolta.
saw Primary Colors, his character is essentially a ripoff of Bill Clinton. And he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. The
Yeah.
accent, everything. You've seen that, right? I mean, he was spot on,
Yeah.
you know, so. And I thought she was pretty good. Emma Thompson as Hillary, too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's. So, yeah.
Those are good choices.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that was kind of the Clinton movie, you know, already without,
Right.
you know, but. Alexander. Do you
Didn't see it.
think Colin Farrell was a good fit? You haven't seen
I
it.
didn't see
so-
it, no.
I don't know. I like Colin Farrell, but not as Alexander. I didn't think that was. I didn't really care for it. And I generally like most of Oliver Stone's movies. But
Well, here, I'm going to veer off for a second, too. I was just talking to Joey. I just watched last night A Scent of a Woman, which Al Pacino won the Best Actor award for. And here I'm going to go out on a limb with this, okay? I saw the movie when it came out, and I wasn't impressed. I was kind of like, it's an okay movie. It ran, I think it was 237 minutes, right? Which
well, it drags out at the end.
no, 2 hours and 37 minutes.
Okay.
It's a long
drags
movie
out at the end. It
for the
definitely does.
story that it is.
Yeah.
And Al Pacino, I just couldn't connect with him, and that's how I felt the first time I saw the movie. And I was like, this guy won the Best Actor for this. Like, he's okay, and I thought I remembered him being more over the top than I thought last night when I watched it, but I didn't think it was great.
Do you know what I think? I think Alex would agree with me too on this. That wasn't Al Pacino winning Best Actor. That was Al Pacino's Lifetime Achievement Award. You know, I was like, we got to give him one sooner or later. So, because there were a couple of years where you could have argued he could have won. And like Dog Day Afternoon versus One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Jack Nicholson. That's
Right.
pretty close. You know, those are two like all-time performances. You know, so I think that's kind of just what the Oscars were. They're like, it's his time.
Of course, I talk about this, I'm not going to be able to put Al Pacino in the hat ever, because we're going to talk about it. But I was trying to think of who could play that part. Who could have played that part
Better?
in Scent of a Woman
And not been over the top.
and been, I'm not even going to say better, but I'm thinking when an actor like puts a mark on a character so that it can never be done by anyone else again. For instance, like Marlon Brando put the stamp on several characters.
Right.
He put it on Stanley Kowalski in Streetcar Named Desire.
Definitely.
Terry
Stanley Kowalski.
Malloy in On the Waterfront. Don Corleone in The
Yeah.
Godfather.
Yep.
So he's got several of those. We could extend out and think of other people. Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
What
Nest.
about Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver?
Right.
You know, like that's a tough act to follow.
Billy Bob Thornton in
Sling Blade?
Sling Blade.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
some of these you put it. I don't think Al Pacino put a mark on that character.
I don't either.
Because I was thinking
either.
of somebody, and I really didn't think of like a ton of people. I just was thinking, who could play a crusty, ex-military guy, hard drinking or whatever. I wasn't even thinking about the blind part. I thought Al Pacino did a great job with the blind part of it.
Yeah.
I gotta say that piece he did. But the other part of it, I thought, ready for this? Clint Eastwood,
That would be fun.
right? Because he's a
Yeah.
crusty old guy.
And now you think about it with Gran Torino, he totally could have pulled that off. Because Clint Eastwood, I mean, even if you watch Trouble with the Curve, it's supposed to be like an upbeat movie kind of, and he's just a miserable dick. You know, it's like he is.
Right.
You know, he's just unhappy. You can tell by his voice. Like he's just angry about everything. You know, and so he would totally nail that. That would be great. I was thinking De Niro, but Clint Eastwood would be perfect for that.
Robert De Niro, that'd be interesting.
That
yeah.
is definitely a remake that I would watch with Clint Eastwood because he's just an angry old man. You know, it's kind of funny.
And I think he'd be good in that angry old man.
Oh,
And
I do too.
He also has a knack for playing these military guys too, which Al Pacino doesn't. And I thought maybe that was my bias, that I had like a little. I didn't believe him. I didn't believe the ex-military piece of the whole thing.
So he won Best Director in 1990 for Born on the 4th of July, Best Director in 1987 for Platoon, and Best Writing Original or based on Best Adapted Screenplay. He won 1979 for Midnight Express. So he has 3 Oscars, and that's not bad considering he's only directed maybe 25 movies.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty good. And he didn't even direct Midnight Express; he just wrote it.
Yeah, he's definitely not the name that he once was.
No, he was a heavyweight in Hollywood.
Do you think it had to do with his political views? For instance, he did when he did JFK, which I thought was I think you like it too. So I think I can go
I
on
really
and
like
say we
JFK.
both really
I
like
really
the
like
movie.
JFK, yeah.
Whether we believed every piece of it, I think he makes a credible. If he's coming from the point of view that he took it from a book, right, and he makes a credible case for that,
Yeah.
which I think he does.
I
I
do
think
too.
he did a
I do
terrific
too.
job with it.
Yeah.
But I think people start to look at, he made that, like we were saying, he made
Nixon.
W, he made
W,
Nixon.
yeah.
And I think people start to get like, oh, geez, Oliver Stone, and
Yeah.
kind of, I don't want to say blackballed him, but started to kind of like, we don't hear any more from this guy.
Yeah.
He's-
No, I mean, I agree. But I mean, it doesn't take away the fact that he's a very talented director, and I'm
Definitely.
glad that you picked him because he's one of my favorite directors. To be honest with you, like Natural Born Killers, like I said, I really like that movie, and that's not a typical Oliver Stone movie in the fact that he generally has 50 famous people in it.
Right.
there's a handful of famous people. You know, I mean, you got Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Robert Downey Jr., and Tommy Lee Jones. And who's the cop? That
It's been a long time.
it's not
since I've
Tom
seen
Sizemore, but it's someone like Tom Sizemore.
it.
I can't think of who it is.
Michael Madsen.
Nope.
I always get those two confused. Michael Madsen and Tom Sizemore. They're interchangeable.
Yeah, no, you
They're
know what I mean, though.
clones.
It's someone like that. That's Tom. No, it is Tom Sizemore. Okay, so I guess it wasn't someone like Tom Sizemore. It actually was Tom Sizemore. But I mean, you know, like JFK. Look at all the famous people in JFK. I mean, I could probably name 15, 16 household names in that movie.
Right.
You know, and I don't know how many Oscar winners, but a lot. I mean, you got Tommy Lee Jones has an Oscar, Sissy Spacek has an Oscar, Kevin Costner has an Oscar, Joe Pesci has an Oscar. You know, there's a lot of Oscar winners. Walter Matthau may not, but I know Jack Lemmon has an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of heavy hitters in that movie.
There is.
But so Natural Born Killers got 7.3. Okay, before we move on, what do you think the highest rated?
Oliver Stone movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Platoon.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but I'll go out on a limb and pick something different.
Okay.
I'll say JFK.
Okay.
I'm sure it
Let's
has its
see.
doubters
On
too.
IMDb, wow, Platoon only got 8.1.
That's pretty solid. It's pretty good.
I bet you JFK got higher though. Natural Born Killers got 7.3. I just feel like Platoon should have been
People like that.
a little higher. All right, JFK, let's see. 8.0.
Oh,
So
we
they're
just
like neck
missed.
and neck.
Okay,
All right.
how about Wall Street? We'll check Wall Street against the tune. Just one more.
I wanted to check Born on the 4th of July too, actually.
Oh, yeah,
7.4 for Wall Street. All right, so
These are all very good. I mean, all of those are really good
they're-
ratings.
Yeah, 7.3, 7.4, 8.0, 8.1. Wow, Born on the 4th of July, 7.2. Rated lower than Natural Born Killers and Wall Street. That surprises me.
Huh.
All right, so that was Oliver Stone. So he was definitely a good director. My director's going to be a little out there if we get to him. Or not.
Now I'd like to fill in a little bit more. I'd like to see a little bit more of his stuff, the stuff that I haven't seen,
Yeah.
like Snowden.
Yeah.
Which other ones did we say?
Savages. Have you seen that?
Savages. No, I know it's on my list though to see.
I have it if you want to borrow it.
Oh yeah. If you
got-
think about it.
That's got a pretty good cast. John Travolta's in it, Benicio del Toro, Salma Hayek, Blake Lively. So it's got a pretty solid cast. Like I said, most of his movies generally do. He's pretty good about getting famous.
I think there's another movie called Savages or The Savages.
That's a good one. I haven't seen that in a while.
Oh.
Inception. This
Oh.
is Don's movie. The funny thing is, I owned this movie for about 6 months before I watched it, and then I had seen Warrior with Tom Hardy, and that was the first time I'd ever seen anything with Tom Hardy. So I went on IMDb, and they're like, his star-breaking movie was Inception, or star-making role was Inception.
Oh.
And I was like, I have that, and I haven't seen that, so this gives me motivation to watch it. And everybody told me, like, you're really going to have to pay attention. You're really going to have to pay attention. I didn't think it was that hard to follow. I really didn't. Everybody else just thought it was like, oh, you're going to have to watch it like 2 or 3 times to get it. And I'm like, no.
I think once you get in the groove, but I didn't get it at the very beginning. And he wakes up on a beach and then he winds up in this conference room with these Oriental
I
guys.
can see why
and I
people would
was
get
like,
confusing
what is
there, but
going on?
once I followed like what was going on, because I read the back of it, I'm like, okay, so I kind of know what's happening. So it wasn't really that hard for me to follow. Great movie though, a really well done movie. That was pretty much Warner Brothers telling Christopher Nolan, you have a blank check and you can do whatever you want, because he wanted that movie done 5 years prior to when it was done, but he hadn't really established himself with a big budget.
Yeah.
And then Batman Begins happened, and they were like, okay. And then after The Dark Knight, they were like, here you go, man. Like, get whoever you want. You have an unlimited budget. And he did an amazing job. I mean, he showed what a really good director he actually is.
Could you imagine if they'd have done it 5 years earlier, because it was pretty dependent on special effects? The
Would
special
have been a different
effects-
movie.
Right. It
would have been a
wouldn't as
completely
good.
different movie. But, yeah, no, I mean, he proved himself with The Dark Knight, and that's what enabled him to finally get Inception off the ground. And, I mean, look at the cast, first-rate class. I mean, I don't know if there's a bigger name in Hollywood or not than Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, probably not.
I mean, he's probably the biggest star in the world. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's been on his way up. I mean, with the bat, he was in The Dark Knight Rises. He was in that. I mean, now he's getting to be a
right?
leading man.
Tom
Hardy's now a big player.
Marion Cotillard.
Yep, she had won an Oscar already at the time. I mean, Michael Caine is Michael Caine. I mean,
Right.
Michael Caine's, I think, has a contract where he has to be in every single Christopher Nolan movie until he dies.
And who's the other woman?
Well, there's also Ellen Page from
Ellen
Juno,
Page, right.
but there's also the Ken Watanabe from The Last Samurai.
Right.
So I mean, he got a real. I mean, they're all very talented actors, and it's a really. I could see how people would get. Tom Berenger's in it too, and Cillian Murphy. I mean.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I mean, he's got a star-studded cast. I wonder what Inception got for a rating. So do you want to try to explain to people what it's about, or just tell them you should just watch it and try to figure it out on your own?
Yeah, it's one really. There are several movies. They started to get. You'll notice sometimes that there are movies in different periods of time where they start to take themes and they kind of play off the same theme.
8.8 on
Yeah.
IMDb.
Wow, people loved it.
That's high. That might be top 10 in IMDb.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But playing with time became
It's number 18
something.
on IMDb.
There was let's see, what were the other ones I'm thinking about? There's the one with is it Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's on a train.
I haven't seen that one.
He's
but
trying to prevent
yeah.
the train from crashing.
Yeah.
That was another one playing with time that kind of reminded me of Inception. I really liked it, so I would recommend watching that one. If you liked Inception, then you'll probably like this one too. I'm not saying it's better or anything, just kind of like it's in that same vein. And then there was one with, is it called The Adjustment Bureau?
Oh, Matt Damon and
Oh yeah, Matt Damon.
and Emily Blunt.
Right.
I have not seen that.
I thought that was pretty interesting too. So there's a lot of these movies that have that theme of adjusting time, playing with time and realities. Oh wait, there's another one. The other one with Tom Cruise, and I think it's Emily Blunt
Oh
too.
yeah, The Day After Tomorrow.
Is that one Live, Die,
Is that no? That's not what it's called.
Live Again?
Is it Oblivion?
No, it might be The Edge of Tomorrow. You
Edge
might
of
be
Tomorrow. That's what I meant. Yeah, it is The Edge of Tomorrow. I said The
Yeah.
Day After Tomorrow, but it's The Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah.
right. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's one that I haven't seen too. And you've told me several times to watch it. I just
That's
haven't-
another one in
haven't
that
got to it.
sci-fi realm that's kind of. They're all kind of exciting. They're all pretty good.
So I'm gonna read you the description that's on IMDb and tell me if you think this does it justice. A thief who steals corporate secrets through the use of a dream-sharing technology is given the inverse task of planning an idea into the mind of a CEO.
Oh,
That sounds confusing, but I know that is a pretty good description because I know
It is.
exactly. So I mean, I don't really want to give it away, but it's a really good movie. I would certainly recommend people seeing it.
at 8.8, that's one of
That's
the
number
highest.
18. 18
Number
on
18.
IMDb.
I was going to say it's one of the highest rated movies at that rate.
Yeah.
8.8 is pretty huge.
Oh, Pete Postlethwaite's in that too. I didn't know that. I don't remember him being in that.
Yeah, he's gone. That could have been like his last movie.
Yeah, that could have been that or The Town. I think they were both right around the same time. But no, I would definitely recommend Inception. It's definitely if you have a hard time following stuff, you're gonna want to pay attention. Don't get up and get a bathroom break or whatever because it's definitely.
Yeah, it's
Colin, have you seen Inception? You should watch it. It's a really good movie. It's really good.
he says he's going to see it.
All right. All right.
We'll
so,
check in with him next week.
So you're up.
So I'm choosing another one. I hope I don't keep getting my own
I
stuff
know.
again.
I kind of want you to get.
Because I'm going to run out of ideas.
I want you to get my movie.
Let's see. Maybe this is yours.
My movie is from Colin. Colin gave me the idea because I didn't have a movie coming in.
Oh, no, we got a director. Oh, an interesting
Yeah.
one, too. Brian De Palma.
See, I thought you'd like that.
Wow.
I was just trying to think of someone that hasn't really, because I don't feel like De Palma's done anything in a while.
No,
But some of his movies are classics.
he's not dead.
No, but I mean, Scarface, obviously, the first one that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
The Untouchables. I always forget that he did the first Mission Impossible, because that's not really. I mean,
wow.
I guess when you see when you actually watch it, you can kind of tell it's got the Brian De Palma feel to it. But I just always forget because that doesn't seem like the style of movie he would do. Dress to Kill with Michael Caine.
yeah.
What was the other one? Oh, Carlito's Way. Did you ever see that? Al Pacino and Sean
I don't-
Penn, Penelope Miller.
I have like an awareness of it, but I really don't think I sat down and watched that movie. That's one that's kind of been on my list to watch.
So that was I remember that was one of the first movies we got on pay-per-view when we got cable, because we didn't have cable growing up in Westminster till like the mid-90s. And so, because we had one of those things where you could get like channel 3, 31, 52, and if it wasn't snowing, you could get ABC.
Right.
You know, we had one of those type of things. And then cable finally came through Westminster in like early 90s, mid 90s. So that was like, I don't know why. That was just like the first movie we ever ordered on pay-per-view. And so I think that's why I have an attachment with that movie. Because and honestly, it wasn't a very good movie. You know.
Carlito's Way. Really, it's not a good way.
I didn't
see
really
what that. Yeah, see what that got rated.
I'm gonna. I mean, I like Sean Penn and Al Pacino, but Sean Penn's kind of a sleazeball in this.
Oh, I love Sean Penn
He's my favorite actor.
and Al Pacino if he's good, if he's on.
Which hasn't. Wow, got 7.9.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's pretty high. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I think it's because Sean Penn was a sleaze, and I like him. And he just, I don't know. I just didn't like his
Yeah.
character.
What's the other Brian De Palma movie where the guy? Oh, I can't even remember what the actor's name is because he's not a big. He wasn't a big name actor. He was in some stuff. He gets this job house sitting, and he's across the way, and he sees a murder take place.
How old do you think this is?
The movie I'm talking about,
Yeah.
1982, something like that. Oh my word, that movie was like all the rage when it came out.
Was it Blowout?
No, that's with John Travolta.
That's with John Travolta,
And
yeah.
that's supposed to be a good movie.
Body Double?
Body Double. Body Double. Oh my word, everybody, that was like one of those movies, like Inception.
Got a 6.8. Tommy Lee Jones is in it.
Well, where it came out, and everybody had to see it. Everybody was talking about it. It was a movie everybody was talking about. You haven't seen it, have you?
I have not.
The Drill. Oh.
Isn't that Tommy?
I'm recommending Joey C. Body Double.
Am I not wrong? That is Tommy Lee Jones, isn't it?
That's him.
That's what I thought. It doesn't say his name anywhere in the credits.
Yeah, I don't remember him being the star. The star was
Craig Wasson.
Craig Wasson.
He was
yeah.
Jake Scully. Melanie Griffith.
Melanie Griffith.
Holly Body. Dennis Franz. Wow, there's definitely some
Yeah.
Body Double. So, a young actor's obsession with spying on a beautiful woman who lives nearby leads to a baffling series of events with drastic consequences. That sounds interesting.
It's a thriller.
That
man.
sounds. I think.
Even if it's not perfect.
I think most of De Palma's are thrillers.
Yeah.
What do you think The Untouchables got for a rating? Because that might have been his.
7.5. That'll be my guess.
You think that it got lower than Carlito?
It was.
Oh, you haven't seen Carlito.
That was pretty compelling. And remember, Kevin Costner was at the top of his game at that point. Sean Connery.
7.9, same as Carlito's Way. Sean Connery won his only Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for this.
Yeah.
De Niro as Al Capone. The baseball bat scene.
Oh, yeah.
That's,
I want Elliot Ness dead. I want to wake up in the morning. I want to piss on his ashes.
Oh, you know who else was good? Andy Garcia. I always forget he's in that.
Yeah. Andy Garcia was really popular for a while, and he
Yeah.
kind of died out. He must have gotten somebody mad in Hollywood because he was something else. Though he's in this new movie with the older women
Oh,
that have the book club.
The book club or whatever.
Yeah, Andy Garcia is the lover of one of them. I wonder how old he looks.
Let's see. Scarface got an 8.3.
Yeah.
I don't.
You like Scarface?
My dilemma with Scarface is I don't think it's as good as everybody else thinks it is. I liked it, but I think it's like a lot of people think it's the cool thing just to like say how much they like Scarface because it's not a great movie. It's really not. I mean, it's a good.
What'd you say?
8.3.
8.3.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd have given it an 8.3.
I wouldn't have either.
I'm kind of with you. I think it was a good movie, but I wasn't as taken with it as everybody else is.
No, like I said, I just think it's our culture. You're supposed to think Scarface is so cool and stuff, and it's like it's a good movie, but it's not. Let's not make it something it's not. I mean, it didn't win any Oscars. I don't even think it was nominated for any Oscars. You know, I mean, I don't think that's De Palma's best movie. I think the first Mission Impossible was better than Scarface, to be honest with you.
I'm much more into The Godfather than Scarface.
Oh yeah, me too. Or Goodfellas. I even like Bugsy better than Scarface. We need to have an all
Gangster?
gangster episode. Yeah. Oh, did you watch the Ben Affleck one?
No, not yet.
Okay. So Mission Impossible gets 7.1. That's, to me, honestly, I think that's kind of low. Because I remember liking the first Mission Impossible quite a bit.
Is there a new Mission Impossible this summer?
Yeah.
What's that, the fourth one?
Fallout? Oh, no. It's got to be like the 6th or 7th.
Wow.
Because there's Mission Impossible 1, Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible 3. Then there's like Rogue Nation. Then there's another one, and then there's a one that's coming out. So this, I think, is 7.
Wow.
That's a lot of Mission.
That's a lot of Mission Impossibles.
So this one's Fallout. So you got Rogue Nation, you got Mission Impossible, Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible 3, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Mission Impossible Fallout. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's 6. The new one's number 6. So I don't know. And Tom Cruise has been in every single one of them. Because they change James Bond like every 3 movies. It seems like they have a new actor.
Yeah.
That's Tom. I don't know.
Well, 'cause I think James Bond gets older after a while, and that's harder to buy. Like, by the time
That's because Tom Cruise owns the rights.
to Mission Impossible, but he doesn't have to be in them though. Isn't it his production company that owns
It's
the
his
rights?
production company,
Yeah.
It's him. He owns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought at some point someone else was going to take over, and he was just
Tom
going to.
Cruise we're talking about here. Come on.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. Yeah, it used to be Wagner and Cruise Productions, and it's something he and Paula Wagner had a fallout or something. But I think he got
Oh.
backed by like Daniel Snyder, though, owner of the Redskins.
They are doing Top Gun 2.
I saw that, and he's going to be like the instructor, I believe.
We'll see how they manage that.
hey, maybe Val
Hopefully
Kilmer
it's
will
good.
come back.
They got to keep all the classic 80s songs in that.
Well, the problem is that Hollywood's out of movies, or out of ideas for movies, so they just have to remake everything.
Well,
Or do sequels.
Because I would have to say the 80s was like the golden era
I
of
would.
filmmaking.
I think we were talking that the '80s were probably the best decade for movies.
The format.
Like I don't own a lot of
pacing-
'80s
the pacing
movies,
of the films.
but the '80s
Yeah,
movies
they
that I
differ.
own are like all classics.
Yeah.
It's like anyone that has a collection, you would want most of these movies from the '80s because they're gems.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many good movies. I mean, it's like the quality. It's like the '90s. There's a lot of good movies, but the quality in the '80s was just higher than any other decade. I feel like that's when everybody was on their A game.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, now we're just out of ideas. We're just doing remakes and sequels and.
I don't know. Sometimes they come out with some good stuff.
Yeah, no, they do every now and then. But I mean, The Incredibles 2 comes out this week, and in 2 weeks, Jurassic World comes out. That's like the 5th Jurassic Park now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I don't know how many Avengers movies have come out this year already. There's Black Panther came out, then Xfinity War,
It seems like horror's coming
and then
back.
Ant-Man's
Like high-end horror films.
Ant-Man's
Oh.
coming out this year too.
Heredity, Get Out.
You know?
Just saw Heredity this weekend.
Yeah. How did you like that?
I had free passes to go into Latches, and I saved them. I went down to see Heredity.
Really?
Oh my word! Because I
Did we-
wanted so much
Did we
more
talk
from
about
it.
Get Out? Have you seen Get Out?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I wasn't impressed as everybody else was. I didn't think it was as good as everyone else thought it was.
No, I didn't either.
But the one I want to see, my boss wants to see too, is Krasinski's new one.
Yeah. You gotta watch that. What's that movie that we saw? Quiet Place.
Quiet Place,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, right.
So we're trying to get Rick to get it down at the theater so we can go see it.
Yeah, I want to see it. I heard good things about
It's
it.
made a lot of money for an R-rated movie. You know?
I was really disappointed with Hereditary or Heredity, whatever it's called. Had such high hopes for it, and throughout most of the movie, say like the first 3/4, this is my problem with a lot of horror movies, is the payoff at the end. How they're gonna wrap it up, and they a lot of times somebody will have a great idea, but they can't seem to wrap it up in a good way.
Yeah.
This one, according to critics, if you looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, I think it got rated a lot higher. I was so disappointed, and it was pretty good because I was going through 3/4 of the movie. I had no idea what was going to happen next, and that's a credit to a movie that I'm not sitting there second guessing and knowing what's going to happen. But then they got into the special effecty stuff, and I was like, oh, crap. And gore. Special effects and gore is the payoff for the thing. And I was like, oh, I don't need this. You know, it could have been anything. The end of that movie could have been aliens, could have been demons.
It got an
could have been
8.0
Ghosts.
for Hereditary.
Yeah.
And
And
Get
I
Out
read-
got a 7.7.
Yeah.
So what did you think was better, Get Out or Hereditary?
I don't know. I'd put them back. I kind of put them on the same level. They're trying to, they have some symbolism that goes along with it. And it's kind of cool. And I was kind of picking up on it. But the depth, when I read the review, the depth that they were going into, I wasn't seeing it as a first time viewer. I was kind of like, I was
Quiet
getting it.
Place.
I was getting scratching to the surface, but the payoff for the whole thing didn't jibe with
Yeah.
the symbolism of the whole thing. I don't know. I'm always looking for a really good scary movie.
A Quiet Place got 7.9. So they're all right in line with each other. 7.7, 7.9, 8.0. And Hereditary got the highest of the three. I don't know. I really want to see A Quiet Place, though. So hopefully the local theater does get it so we can watch it. All right.
All right. Well, we were talking about Brian De Palma. I talked about my favorite body double. I mean, it may not even hold up anymore. But what we should do is, I was going to say, look up Brian De Palma and see what he's done lately.
I did. It doesn't look like he's done anything.
He's just retired. He's kicking back, or maybe he's got a disease or something. Maybe we don't know. Maybe
He's born in 1940, so he's 70, gonna be 78.
78. Yeah, he's about at the end here. We say that, but
That's nice.
Clint Eastwood's making movies at 88.
This is an actress I almost picked.
Oh,
That's funny.
Okay,
Sandra Bullock.
we're
This is
picking all
Dawn's.
mine. Do you like Sandra Bullock? That's the first question. You like Sandra Bullock?
I'm just letting you guys know I'm taking off.
Oh, okay. Take it easy.
See you later, Alex.
What do you think, Sandra Bullock? When you hear her name,
I feel like for the most part she's hit or miss. Like it depends on she won the Oscar for Colin Says No.
no.
I think
He
she
gave
won
it
the
a thumbs
Oscar for
down.
The Blind Side. I don't know if she necessarily deserved it or not. I almost feel like that could have been a Lifetime Achievement Award type of thing too, even though she was a lot younger.
Yeah.
Because she's not really an actress that normally gets nominated. She doesn't take the types of roles that normally would get you nominated for an Oscar. She is in the new Ocean's 8 movie, which actually opened as the highest opening for any of the Ocean's movies of all time,
Wow.
which surprised me.
Who are the other women? Is it Cameron Diaz? Is she one?
Nope. It's Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Rihanna, Helena Bonham Carter, someone's name who I can't pronounce,
Yeah, I don't know who the other two are.
and yeah, there's one
All
other
right.
one.
Boy, you were good. You remembered all those.
There's one other. You know what? I could tell you. One of them's got like a funky. It's like she's a music singer person because it's a weird name.
Yeah, I know. I saw it too, and
But I'm gonna look it up
Saw the
because I'm
name
on
somewhere.
Sandra Bullock right now. Sarah Paulson's the other one, and then Aquafina, but it's not spelled traditionally
right.
like Aquafina. It's weird. But I'm assuming she's a singer, and that's why her name is Aquafina.
Did you see the movie with Tom Hanks? Something Loud and Extremely Close.
I have not. How is that? Have you
Loud?
seen it?
Yeah.
Is it like something extremely loud and incredibly close? It's right there.
Right. Sandra Bullock's in that. And that's where I started to realize, well, I should have realized it with The Blind Side, but I thought The Blind Side was going to be more like one of those one-outs where she was the cute ingenue. But in that movie, I realized she turned the corner. Like she really is trying to be the actress now. Like she's aged out of being the beautiful ingenue for these things.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of leaning toward, she did this movie, which I thought she was really good in. Thought she was good in The Blind Side. But she's also done, let's see, I just saw her recently in The Heat with Melissa McCarthy, which is kind of a good pairing. But it's kind of similar to like the Ocean's 8 or whatever it is.
Right.
It's where basically they're using her star power of her name.
Right.
She doesn't have to be an incredible actress. She just
Right.
has to be capable, which she is.
She has the drawing power. So yeah.
Right.
They're, one thing that it just reminded me of is the year she won The Blind Side. It's a very rare that this happens, but she won the Best Actress for The Blind Side, and she won the Razzie for Worst Actress for All About Steve. Did you ever see that?
I don't even know what that is.
That may be top 5 worst movie I have ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
And it stars her, Bradley Cooper, and Thomas Hayden Church. So it's got, it has to be under 5. It has to be. If it's
Under
not,
5.
I'm
He's
not
looking
ever
it up.
going on IMDb again. That's all there is to it. It has to be under 5.
It must be awful because I have no memory of it. I certainly didn't see it.
Barely under a 5. It's 4.8. Still way too high.
That's really bad. though.
Still way too high. I'd give it like under a 3.
That's a horrible rating for a movie.
It is awful. Awful.
It
Came
must-
out the same. Okay, I'll read you the
Who directed
description.
it? Who directed this movie? Anybody?
Probably someone that never directed anything again. Phil Trail.
Oh, yeah.
convinced that a CCN, which is supposed to be CNN, obviously, but they're convinced that a CCN cameraman is her true love. An eccentric crossword puzzler trails him as he travels all over the country, hoping to convince him that they belong together.
This sounds great.
It is so like it's like fingernails on the chalkboard bad. It is that awful.
Oh, it sounds hilarious.
I want you to watch it. I really do. Just so we should just do an episode.
Not that I doubt that you're wrong, but it just sounds hilarious. An eccentric crossword puzzler.
God, it is.
I love it.
It is so god awful. It is like I cannot say god awful enough. You have that. This is a must see, people. For like anyone that wants to watch a terrible movie, I challenge anyone to tell me another movie that's worse than this movie. Try to come up with a movie that watch it and then see if you can think of a movie that you've seen that is actually worse than this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
something that's worse. I
that's
might
worse
be able
than-
to figure that out.
Okay, because I mean, just look at the. If the picture doesn't say a lot, just to begin with, I mean,
All About Steve.
it is an awful movie.
Phil Trail. Boy,
I want to see.
that
what
was
else-
probably his big chance to break out.
And he
lost it.
Yep. Let's see how many movies he's actually done. Oh well, let's
2.
see. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but his picture is in front of the poster of All About Steve. So that might be his only movie.
Oh man.
Let's see. He has 42 directing credits. Let's see if.
But it's probably a lot of television.
I think it's all television. They did an Uncle Buck TV series.
They must have, yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I think actually it is all television.
I'm not really a television person. I'm kind of like, I don't really pay a lot of attention to TV.
I'm really not kidding. It is all television.
I'm trying to think of movies.
Oh wait, Chalet Girl.
I remember that. It
Have
was
you ever
great.
heard of that? I think he's on Chalet Girl and all.
Don't
about,
you remember the theme song? Chalet Girl.
Let's see what this got for a rating. Chalet Girl got a 6.3. Let's see.
Oh my word.
Who's in it? Felicity Jones, Ed Westwick, Bill Nighy. Former skateboard champion Kim wants to make more money after her mother's tragic death. She joins the Elite Posh servicing company, which sends her off to Austria. Okay, so Phil Trill's done 2 movies, and one of them was god awful. So I do really want you to see it though. But
Why, do you own it?
no.
No.
That is the one movie I do not own. But Sandra Bullock, I mean, Speed kind of made her famous.
Right.
Like that was like that was a big hit that summer. And
Now,
then,
do you think, I mean, we both like baseball, but we both like the ladies. Now, no, we like beautiful ladies.
Yes.
How beautiful do you think Sandra Bullock is?
I mean, I'm a fan of brunettes, but I never really was a big fan of Sandra Bullock.
You don't find her incredibly
I
beautiful?
mean, she's pretty, but I mean, like Colin's saying, like in between.
in between. Yeah, I do not think she's the most beautiful woman by any means, but I think she's got charm. And I think
Yeah, she definitely has
it's her
charm.
personality
Yeah.
is what makes her so incredibly attractive. And I got to say, I like her. And I was drawn to her as the ingenue, though I don't find her incredibly beautiful. And I'm with her as an actress. I'm kind of like, I mean, I don't really want to see Ocean's 8, but I'm curious what comes after
I
that.
will see Ocean's 8. I definitely will. But honestly, there's some movies like I forgot about Miss Congeniality. I really liked that.
Liked it, yeah.
I didn't see the second one, but I mean, Michael Caine's got his classic charm. Benjamin Bratt's really good in it too. And anything with what's his face?
I'm trying to think who it is.
William Shatner. Isn't he one of the co-hosts?
Yeah.
Him and
Candice Bergen.
Candice Bergen. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's, I mean,
even The Proposal, I didn't think it was as good as like the money that it made.
right.
But I thought it was pretty good. I like Ryan Reynolds, and I do like Sandra Bullock. Like she did one with Ben Affleck, Forces of Nature. Did you ever see that?
Is that one about that they meet on a plane?
And then they have to like keep. Yeah, it's kind of like a 2000s version of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where he's going to his wedding to meet his fiance, and
Right.
she's just an individual.
Well, I think they're both charming people, so that's a movie where you could definitely see that there'd be some chemistry with them.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was a good movie. I liked it. I mean, I don't know how popular it was. Gravity is one that I cannot watch.
Really?
I saw the preview for it and I was like, nope. It's like watching
Is that Alfonso Cuarón?
yeah. Like I can't like I'm so I know that it's fake and everything, but I'm just so petrified of heights that I cannot watch that. Like,
And they really, that movie really
just watching the preview and like I was like, no, I'm sorry. It looks like a really good movie and I'd like to watch it, but I know I will never watch it. It's like City of God. I really want to watch City of God, but I'm never gonna sit through
Who's
and read a
City
movie.
of God? Is that Patrick Swayze?
No, City of God
Or
is.
am I thinking of something else?
No,
City
I think you're thinking of City of Joy.
Okay.
City of God is a. It actually won Oscars.
I
It was-
better write this down.
But
City of God.
It's all subtitles, and I don't have the patience.
Oh, you don't like subtitles?
8.6. I got 8.6.
City of God.
I heard it's a really, really, really good movie, but I cannot watch it.
I bet it's already on my list.
I don't have the patience to watch it.
City
I'm pretty
of
sure it won
God.
2 Oscars. It's rated number 21 on IMDb.
Wow.
It got nominated for 4 Oscars. This came out in 2002.
How did I miss this one?
I
don't know how I missed it.
I really wanted to watch it, and I can't.
Yeah, and Gravity, I will watch again in
He
my
won
lifetime.
Best Director for that, Corian, or whatever.
I'll watch that again because I'd like to see it.
So we are about out of time. So we have 4 left. So maybe we can do more baseball trivia next week and then bang out these 4.
Yeah.
we did
Oh,
4.
okay, so we won't put more.
Yeah, because I think we did 2. We did 3 of yours and 1 of mine.
Okay.
But we have what? We have everything but a director.
We did a director. We did a director.
we did
an
both
actress, a
directors, I
movie.
mean.
Oh yeah, we did both directors.
Yeah. So we didn't do an. So we're gonna have 2 actors, an actress in a movie.
I'll have to cross
For next week.
some of these off my list now.
So this was a fun episode. I definitely like the names from a hat.
Okay, so Inception got taken.
Yep.
Oliver Stone got taken.
Yep.
And Sandra Bullock got taken.
Yep. So and only my director Brian De Palma got taken. So that's been our episode of Best Pictures this week.
Hope you enjoyed it.
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
See you at the movies.